So as you know, main character have their own story progression, story arc. Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Edibam, and for this session I want to talk about becoming the main character of your life. So to start, actually, everyone's dream is different. Some of us wanted to become an actor in a famous movie. Some of us maybe wanted to become a software engineer in a tech company. And some of us maybe just wanted a work-life balance where we wanted to pursue our craft while having time with the family and with the work as well. But most of us in doing that journey have a lot of questions on how do we actually get there, and what will we need to actually get there. Well, my advice to you is that basically just start, and things will actually will start to fall into your favor when you start. What I mean is actually when you do things, for example, like making a movie, making a software, or like maybe a simple thing like making an origami or extra. Yeah, you will need the manual in something, but it's better to like just start and practicing your own expertise in it in order to reach your goal. For example, in just making a movie, you from doing or making some movies from your own, you can know how to like actually add a title or disable a sound or add some effects later on while you were doing it. And when you do that, actually, just do it consistently, like every day for 2 hours or 3 hours. Just keep improving your craft, and you will eventually get the answer for each stage of the journey on that journey. And the second advice I want to talk about is that when you're doing that journey, you should not overcomplicate things. Some of us maybe wanted to do overcomplicate, like we're searching for the answers. We search and search and search, and we don't actually find the answer. For example, if we want to make a recording of singing of our own, well, the answer is can be simple actually. For example, for buying a microphone, what are the best microphone? We can search by YouTube or extra on what are the cheapest microphone that we can use or buy, and then just buy it and use it actually. So basically, don't overcomplicate things. Don't say that you need something first in order to do it if it's not actually affordable or doesn't will eventually delay your goal. It's actually better to have the things that are available to you or what you can reach in order to get your journey as fast and as quick as possible from the start. So usually when I do this on like programming or extra, there are some rules in like in consuming of information and actually doing it. And some of us also may tend to like learn from others. For example, in programming, we cannot start actually with just by doing it and ignoring just the rules and the syntax and the things that we need to learn in programming. But it is important as well to actually separate the time for us to actually consume the information on what we want to learn, and do the things based from the information to improve ourselves actually. So I usually use the 80 to 20 rule. So 80% of our time is basically better to use as to practice on reaching our own goals, and 20% is more on consuming, which is basically from learning other stuff, from learning like the things that are needed to reach our goals. Because the more you spend on like consuming, the less time you will achieve and the less time you will progress towards its goal. And I think that is That is the things that you need to keep in mind when you're trying to like actually achieve your goal. And for the second section, I think I want to talk about more on the characteristics of a main character. So as you know, main character have their own story progression, story arc. Like for example, Naruto from Hokage becoming becoming a Hokage at the end. There are a lot of arcs and progressions between it actually from the start until the end, and he actually faced a lot of conflict. It is similar to like Steve Jobs, where he start with just a garage on his house, and then later he founded the company Apple, which is currently the one of the biggest tech companies in the world. And what I'm trying to say is that becoming the main character have their own story actually, and even though maybe they have an interesting story, each of us have our own story as well that we can see. We can usually see by simple things from our before and after actually. So maybe you made it to the big four. Yeah, well, that's an achievement. The story between those from from graduating, for example, in university until the offer in which you get to the big four is an achievement. Is some things like that. It can be simple, for example, like landing your first job, maybe doing your first music or extra. It can be the thing that actually creates the interesting or special story behind your own character that you want to create in your story. And one of the main characteristic of the main character is as well is that they will show up no matter what, and they will actually work no matter if it actually scares them. This actually is present like before in my example for Steve Jobs, where he create his companies on his own by his team like Steve Wozniak and others. And we should know that when we want to like become the main character, we should put the effort. It doesn't mean that we just take like 1 hour or 2 hour or just relax and do it for fun. So that's basically the work of a side character, which is kind of different, and their story is not that all that special compared to the main character. And yeah, so for this actually, I would say that usually main character will contribute a lot to their story, and they have the most development in terms of character and their knowledge and their skills usually. So once you are starting a journey as a main character actually, the thing that goes really well is that the more you actually do the hard work, the more the universe will actually going to help you to reach that goal. This can be present in a lot of cases. For example, the more you practice programming, the more experience, the more companies that you can apply to, or maybe the more job offers that you can get. And this is actually present as well in my part of my story, in which at the start actually I have no knowledge at all about programming, and I have some difficulties in learning programming. But as time goes by and I get rejected in some companies and I get employed in some companies, I learn, and I tend to like also get some opportunities that I have never thought I would get actually. Like for example, getting into Apple Developer Academy is actually part of my miracle to me, and getting to Line, getting to PwC is part of my miracle, in which I'm really actually happy because I put the effort, and the things that I've done before on throughout my life, the things that I sacrificed have come to a fruition. So in my opinion is that into becoming a main character, you have to put in the work. You cannot just like relax and hope that your dreams will come to you in just a matter of time. No, it doesn't work that way. And even though maybe it can seem scary, for example, like doing a big project, making ERP systems or making large-scale systems to global consumers, but that is actually an achievement that you can really be proud of when you actually achieve it. It's just what makes a main character story special. That they eventually at the later end of the story they achieve something. They save the world, they make a new innovation, for example, or extra. That's what that's what makes a main character story, and it's up to you actually to be a main character or become a side character where they just want to do it for fun. So basically, my best advice to you is that in order to become the main character of your story, just do it. And and even though you can think about it and plan ahead on what you want to do, don't actually spend too much doing the thinking and put more time into the working of your journey. And also don't overcomplicate things. Like I said before, some solutions may have a simple solution. Maybe instead of using camera, maybe you can use your phone to record yourself, or instead of like buying a new laptop, you can actually use your own laptop and hope it will go, or maybe borrow from your sister or brother or something like that. So yeah, to conclude, actually, becoming the main character of your story is not just it's not a thing that it's actually it's not a thing that is actually easy to achieve, because it takes a lot of effort from becoming a nobody to actually becoming a somebody and actually perfecting your craft. But I want to say to you, actually, just do it. And every one of us have their own special potential that we have throughout our journey, and some of us have dreams actually to achieve in the later future that can actually benefit the whole world in terms of like technology, like innovation, medicine, and extra. So I might, yeah, just to conclude, yeah, just do it basically. And when you plan ahead, usually just don't think about that much. When you achieve when you achieve to one step, just think of that one step and just do it actually, and don't really think about like how do I, for example, in making a startup, how do I take care of the taxes, how do I take care of the building or extra. Well, you're just starting, just like to make the product at hand. So at that stage, just focus on the product and don't actually go into thinking all aspects of the startup, but just focus one at a time. That way you actually have a lot more progress to yourself and what you want to achieve. So I think for this session, I want to conclude for this one. So my final message to you is just do it. So thank you, and I hope to see you again. I hope this will help you, and sorry if my communication skills is not really that good at the moment. I'm currently practicing it, but thank you for hearing my vlog, and see you soon.